What's up everyone, welcome to Crypto Maximalist. Today we're taking a look at Chainlink and its recent price action, and make sure to watch the video till the end for a price prediction for the short and the long term as well. First things first, please smash the likes, subscribe and hit the bell icon. YouTube is not pushing crypto content out currently and our subscribers aren't getting notifications, so make sure you join our free Telegram to stay up to date with all our videos as they're posted, link in the description. It really helps if you hit the like. We're posting 4 videos per day, so come back every day for daily updates and analysis. And make sure to comment down below for your chance to win a hardware wallet in our new monthly giveaway. We'd also like to thank you all so much for your support. We've just hit 10k subscribers today, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. This is not financial advice. Welcome to Crypto Maximalist. Let's begin. What's up guys, so just before we begin, we're just letting you know that YouTube seems to be censoring our content currently from what we can tell. Our new reach to new viewers is officially 80% lower than what it was around a month ago, which is obviously insane. So just make sure to hit the like button now. It just lets more people see our content. We've just hit 10k subscribers as well, so thank you so much to all of our subscribers and for all of your support. We really appreciate it. If there's anything else that we can do to make our content better for all you guys, just let us know. We're making daily videos, so make sure to check back every day or join the free Telegram in the description so you can get updates on every video being posted. So if we're just taking a look at Chainlink here, this is something that we've been noticing basically over the past few days that we've been wanting to highlight for people, because there's a lot of people calling for a bear market right now. Obviously there's a lot of fear and uncertainty in the market currently, but from what we can tell, it doesn't look like that we're in a bear market whatsoever. I mean, just taking a look at the weekly time frame here, for example, obviously it does look as though for Chainlink in particular, we are in danger of rolling over underneath our 55 EMA here, which would be one of the precursors potentially to a very long period of bearish action for Chainlink. But from what we can tell recently, as we can see here, we are getting incredibly oversold. On the weekly time frame here, we're actually pretty much the most oversold that we've ever been. We're actually as oversold on the weekly time frame here as the March 2020 crash here, which is obviously absolutely insane. So it's quite clear that we're seeing a lot of bearish momentum in the market right now, but as we keep saying, it doesn't seem likely that this can continue forever. And obviously there's always an equilibrium. The bulls will come in at, if the prices go any lower than this, in our opinion, to basically come back up, come in and sweep the price back up to cause some equilibrium in the market, because we have had an overly greedy period for the bears, in our opinion. And it does seem as though we're getting very oversold on pretty much every single time frame. So as you can see here, we are in danger of losing our 55 EMA here, which would be potentially a precursor to this, you know, a bearish period where we get the cross of the EMAs on the weekly, which could signify potentially the start of a bear market. But from our perspective, we do think we've had a ridiculously bad time of it in terms of just general news and FUD in the market. And Chainlink has been hammered down extraordinarily large amounts in comparison to most cryptocurrencies. Obviously, this weekly close is going to close later on today, and we could close below this this 55 EMA here, but this doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to roll over. We'll have to basically it remains to be seen what's going to happen in the next few weeks. But from what we can tell, everything in the market is very oversold right now, and a big bounce to the upside seems more and more likely, in our opinion, considering what we're looking at. So from what we can tell, obviously Chainlink could close the week here obviously below the 55 EMA, but until we actually test it as a resistance and fail to break it a few times in a row for a few weeks, in our opinion, that's probably when you should be most concerned. But at the minute, obviously we can close down here, but next week we could see a big candle which brings us right back up above it here, and we could get back above the 55 and the 20 in the space of 1 week. So as you can see, we actually did come down below the 20 here before, but we pretty much held it as support and bounced all the way up to well above the 20 moving average here on the weekly. But obviously since then we have been selling off and rolling over. But as we said, just because if we get close below the 55 here doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to see a prolonged period of bearish action. If we just take a look at the daily chart here, you can quite clearly see that we are forming a very clean bullish divergence, in our opinion. And this is something that we keep pointing out, and we will continue to point out, because we are approaching very oversold territory. As you can see, we are getting very oversold right now. As we said before, one of the only few times that we were this oversold before was basically when we got this March 2020 crash. As you can see, we got very oversold in this area here, and we also got very oversold here when we basically fell from, let's take a look here, we basically fell from around $19 here all the way down to around $7. So what is this, like a 70% drop? Why does this tool not work? There we go. It's like a 65-70% drop. So it's interesting to see the last time that we got a bearish period like this, we dropped around 65%, and we're currently down around 68-69%. So it does seem as though when Chainlink falls these kinds of amounts, we do tend to see a reversal. And this is something that we have been looking at recently. Obviously, no one likes to see big drops in the market like this, but if you take a look at this chart and you look at pretty much every single time that we've had a big correction like this to the downside, just take the March 2020 crash here as a good example. Around a 72.5% drop there in the space of a few days. We got very oversold on our RSI, as you can see here. Then we had this huge drop to the downside, very oversold on our RSI, but then look what happens in basically in the next few months. If we look here, this is basically like the precursing 3 or 4 months here. We basically came back to where we were, and then obviously we broke through this resistance here. We had a big pump up, and then we had another correction where we got very oversold here. We came down another 65-70% here, and then obviously we had a nice consolidation period, and then we back tested some of these levels here, but then another move to the upside. So I think you can see that we're sensing a pattern here from what we can tell. At least this is what we're seeing on the charts here. We're just using basically the history of the charts to try and basically inform what might happen next. And as you can see, it does look as though we are looking at a kind of a similar drop to the March 2020 crash in many respects. As you can see, we did actually drop as low as around 71%, 72%, which is quite similar to what we saw here. This was 73, 74%. So we're looking at a similar drop here from overbought territory on the daily time frame here to approaching oversold. So I'm not saying that we can't roll over further here, but what I am saying is that there is potential. The more that we go down and the more oversold we get, the more chance the reversal is going to come, and in a big way as well. Obviously, the market is predominantly led by Bitcoin right now, but it's pretty obvious in our opinion that we are approaching very, very oversold territory, and we do think that this bullish divergence here on the daily time frame does give a good amount of credence to what we're saying as well. When we're looking at all of our indicators, obviously we're bearish on our EMAs here, and we have been stuck below them, but we are back testing a previous level of support here and bouncing fairly well at this $15 level. So we could easily imagine that Chainlink does get the bounce soon, especially with the wider market and Bitcoin specifically looking very oversold as well, with a bullish divergence on the daily time frame as well. So in our opinion, nothing to be too concerned about. Obviously, we're not saying that we can't continue to roll over further if we have some kind of cataclysmic event in the market. But what we are saying is the further that we do become oversold and the more that we retrace, the more likely it is that we're going to get a bounce, and in a big way, because the bears have been very greedy recently. And we don't think that this kind of price action is sustainable in the long term. Obviously, as you can see, this chart dates back to the start of 2019, we could say here, January 2019. So this is about a 2-year history of Chainlink. And as you can see, it's quite clear overall, the macro trend is up. So, I mean, it's incredible to think that basically a few years ago, Chainlink was like 30, 40 cents. And even now it's like $17. It had an all-time high of $54. Like, this is an absolutely incredible gain here. This is like, as we can see, 14,200% gain. So quite clear that over a period of a few years, if you just buy and hold quality projects, you're probably going to do extremely well. But we really want to bring light to the fact that obviously this macro time frame, things have been very good for Chainlink, and pretty much every time that it's got this oversold, as you can see, even in March 2020 here, we got very oversold. We did actually come back. We found a level of support here at our previous swing high, and we did get the bounce over the next few months, and then slowly we worked our way up. We have periods of consolidation where we chop sideways, as you can see. We move up again. We've had a pullback now, but we'll probably, from what we can tell, we're getting very oversold. So what's most likely to happen, in our opinion, is that we'll get a bounce and a consolidation, and then we'll slowly move to the upside again. And then we'll basically adhere to this blue macro trend line, which we have been adhering to for the past few years, as you can see. We might chop sideways here, come retest the all-time high, and then break up. Basically make a new all-time high, maybe into the hundreds, $200 to $300 here. Maybe we'll chop sideways, come back and retest the blue macro trend line again, something like this. Maybe we'll come back and retest the line and then continue upwards. So far, we're not seeing any evidence of a bear market, which is what a lot of people have been calling for. If we just take a look at the hourly chart so people can see what's been happening in the past few days. As you can see, Chainlink has been basically rolling over in the past few weeks, along with most altcoins. We did get this very nice V-shaped recovery initially, but obviously we failed to break back above these levels here and hold them, so we did retest them as resistance, and then since then we have been rolling over, but as we said, there's bullish divergences all over the place currently. As you can see, there's probably one here as well. This is a bullish divergence most likely. We've got plenty of bullish divergences all over the place. We did say this was a bullish divergence as well, and it did seem to play out with a nice little bump to the upside here, but we obviously got trapped under this $20 level where we hit our head on a previous support as resistance. But as we said, it does look as though we are potentially double bottoming here, and we are getting very oversold on high time frames, so we wouldn't be surprised if we saw a big reversal for Chainlink quite soon. Once some of the bulls start coming back into the market, Bitcoin's currently trading at around 33k, I think. It's actually failing to break down again below that 30k mark, which a lot of the bears are calling for currently. So in our opinion, things look like they are potentially getting ready for a bounce to the upside. And as we can see, we do think that Chainlink potentially we could be seeing a double bottom here. Maybe this is also a wider double bottom, wink wink. We do think the most likely scenario, and obviously this is not financial advice, is that we're going to see the reversal pretty soon, because there's no way that we can continue rolling over like this when we're basically in the middle of a bull market and we're so incredibly oversold. Eventually there will be some equilibrium where the bulls come in and put some balance in the market. So I do think this is probably going to happen quite soon. So in the short term, I mean, anything can happen depending on what Bitcoin does, but we would predict if we do see Bitcoin rolling over, we'll probably be back testing this $15 level again. But if Bitcoin does start to get this big pump that we have been envisioning is most likely to happen and is more likely to happen each day, we would be looking at potentially Chainlink coming up at least to this middle of this range, I would say. Maybe above $20 here, maybe up as high as $25 or so before back testing, and hopefully we can get a nice reversal with an uptrend. But obviously, as we always say, we do think long term Chainlink is going to do extremely well. You only have to look at this daily time frame over the course of a few years to see where Chainlink is going. I mean, even if we just held this trend here, essentially for a few more years, we would be looking at Chainlink at least 500, 600. I mean, if we just take a look at this, what is this? This is July. So we've got July 20. We're currently in almost in July here. Let's just say July 2021. So in July 2022, we'd be looking at least, you know, $75 to $100 Chainlink. And then in like a few more years after that, we could be looking at potentially thousands per token if we just kept the current trend that we're on. I'm not saying that we will, but this is just for argument's sake. This trend hasn't been invalidated yet, as you can see. So even if you just held Chainlink for, let's just say 4 or 5 years here, you could potentially be looking at, in the next 5 to 10 years, a Chainlink that is thousands, if not tens of thousands. I mean, we're approaching the tens of thousands here if we continued on this trend that we're looking at. So not saying that this is going to happen, but obviously in the long term, we do think quality projects are going to do very well. And we do think Chainlink is an absolutely quality project. So that's our update today, guys. We'd like to thank everyone for watching. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please let us know down in the comments section below. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you can keep up to date with all of our videos. Remember to comment down below and be subscribed to enter into our brand new monthly giveaway for a hardware wallet. If you'd like to support the channel more directly, please sign up to our Patreon via the link in the description below, or sign up to YouTube membership by hitting the join button right next to the sub below this video, where you can get access to our private Discord. We're offering coin calls, one-to-one access to us personally, insight into our personal portfolio, daily research of crypto assets with massive potential, and access to our brand new 100x portfolio. With so many benefits, you might as well check it out below. Don't forget to get 2 free stocks with Webull by signing up and then depositing $100 using our link in the description below. You can quite literally deposit the $100, get your 2 free stocks, and then withdraw the money, so there's no reason not to do that, and they could be valued all the way up to $1,600 each. But don't forget to actually deposit as well after signing up, otherwise you won't receive the second stock. Scammers get worse every day, so make sure to protect yourself and your crypto online with Pure VPN. Sign up below for some big discounts. You can get access to block content and protect yourself from phishing scams with super low monthly payments and high quality speeds. You can also sign up to our free Telegram via the description as well. All the links are in the description for affiliate links for discounts and free crypto, so go check them all out below. There's plenty of goodness on offer. Please like and subscribe. We are Crypto Maximalists.